Join government's fight against crime, seize opportunities in tourism, and embrace more public-private partnerships. This is Jamaica House Weekly. I'm Samantha Allen.
We need to stop covering the wrongs. We need to take on this monster. We need to assist. Government must play its part. But there's a big role for communities.
That was Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller's emphatic call for Jamaicans to play a deeper and greater role in stamping out crime. At the launch of Digicel Foundation's 10th anniversary event, the Prime Minister said eradicating crime was everybody's business.
None of us can be satisfied with the level of crime. But it's not just about the government and the security forces. Communities must join hands together so we can destroy this monster plaguing our country at this time.
While at the function, Mrs. Simpson Miller also announced that budgetary allocations for the Program of Advancement through Health and Education PATH would move to $5 billion in the upcoming financial year. That's a significant increase from the $4.1 billion provided in the 2013-2014 financial year. And the Prime Minister is calling for greater partnership between the public and private sectors to achieve the country's development goals.
My administration continues to make investments in people and social development, even as we pursue our necessary strategy of fiscal prudence and debt management. Yet, as government, we know that we cannot do all that is required by ourselves. We need socially sensitive corporate entities like Digicel to join us in this drive for national development.
At the start of the week, Mrs. Simpson Miller urged the Caribbean tourism interests to take advantage of the enormous potential for growth that's available in the sector. At the start of the three-day Caribbean travel marketplace in Montego Bay, the Prime Minister told tourism players not to shy away from competition. Arguing that the Caribbean community's vision of tourism was clouded, Mrs. Simpson Miller called for innovation to boost the region's competitive advantage.
So to compete effectively, policy must be innovative and strategy must embrace concepts of sustainability as reflected in Jamaica's tourism master plan.
As an example, the Prime Minister pointed to her government's introduction of a tourism linkages hub which connects the sector to other industries within the Jamaican economy. Mrs. Simpson Miller also told the gathering of the country's use of airlift agreements, improvements in the ease of travel, increases in hotel rooms and road infrastructure to boost the tourism product. Locally, the Prime Minister thanked the various players, including tourism workers and investors, for their role in the island receiving over 2 million visitors in 2013. She promised even greater numbers in 2014. On Tuesday, Mrs. Simpson Miller attended the 34th National Leadership Prayer Breakfast. During the breakfast, Mrs. Simpson Miller and the Leader of the Opposition received a special prayer from keynote speaker Bishop Dr. Delford Davis. Held under the theme Courageous Leadership in Challenging Times, the prayer breakfast brought together leaders from all spheres in the society. Donations received by the Prayer Breakfast Committee this year will benefit the Committee for the Upliftment of the Mentally Ill, a St. James-based charity. Before closing out her week of engagements, Prime Minister Simpson Miller expressed a deep sadness at the passing of Sport Administrator C. Lloyd Allen. In a statement, she remarked that Jamaica had lost one of its finest and most efficient sports administrators whose contribution to the development of sport was unquestionable. The Prime Minister sent condolences to the family, friends and sporting fraternity who mourned Mr. Allen's passing. C. Lloyd Allen played a leadership role at many sporting bodies, including the Boxing Board of Control, the Commonwealth Caribbean Lawn Tennis Association and the Institute of Sports. And that's how we end this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. We return next Monday with highlights from the latest assignments coming out of the office of the Prime Minister.